3, 2, 1. Everybody freeze.
I like her already. Okay, we got to work together in the future.
The most romantic. It was a blending of two worlds.
Yin and yang, I like to say. So you can see there's a lot of energy that he has. And I'm kind of the one that's like, let's look at the data and see what the data says.
Okay, next up. Why do millennials leave a job? Put in order from the smallest reason to the number one reason. What are reasons millennials typically leave their employment?
So you get a little bit of both today, but I wanted to jump into a few things with you when it comes to recruiting. So loud, I'll have you text into this number. So we're using technology today. That's very millennial of us, right? So we're using some technology for our workshop. Now my question is, what comes to mind when you think of the younger generation? So when it comes to Gen Y, you might call them Gen Y, you might call them millennials. Way. So culture is extremely important, and culture is around what are we creating as a sense of environment in our places of work and with our associates and employees. And I have just two things here that I learned from a boss. I remember this boss that really taught a lot of us that were in leadership the power of your word choices. Don't start off answering with the word no. Like even if you can't provide something, there's something to the psychology of it. When you say no, I can't provide that, it comes off more negatively than if we say yes and. So when someone's approaching you with a concern and you take a yes and here's some additional context around that, or here's some more reasons or why it's the way that it is, there's a surprising little shift that happens. Care is what influences all these other cornerstones of the workplace. So yes, structure is extremely important, and yes, action is important, and caring for our clients is important, and making sure that people are taken care of, but all of that comes from a heart of care first. And so I think when it comes to young people, authenticity is extremely important. And when they sense that from you as a leader and you enter their world and you show that care, you'll be surprised how much it neutralizes some of those frustrations they have, right?
We found out we all have commonalities. I get to do this exercise with students all over the place. So it's like, how many breakups have you had? Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, you dated him too? I don't know. So it gets crazy. And so we just connected on those similarities. Did you have everything else in common in here? No. I mean, I could ask you, well, who are you going to vote for? It gets crazy. So you can either look at all the differences, or you can look at those things that bring you together. As an employer, as a franchisee, you can look at those things that your employees do that you're just like, curses, Batman. Why do they do this? Why do they avoid conflict? Why don't they communicate? Why are they so soft? Why do they need to go play their ukulele down at the lake all the time? Or you can look at those things that bring you together. You can enter their world, you can bring them into your world.
The way we treat a person, the things we speak to them, and what we expect of them actually over time becomes a part of who they are. What if we just took that extra little step and we expect greatness out of them? Over time, that becomes a part of who they are, because people do rise to the occasion of what we set out for them.